There you go.
Hey students, we're back. I do have a victim here. She has agreed to let me cut her hair. We're going to go shorter. I'll turn her head so that she's perfectly straight. Remember, you always stand in front of what you're cutting. The one thing that I want to demonstrate, though, to you guys is the proper use of a razor. Now, if you watch my razor cutting class, it gives you all the whys about razor cutting. Now, because I have a real person in front of me and not a mannequin, I'm using my mask and she has her mask on. This is 2021. We're towards the end of our pandemic, but still, we have to get real. All right, when we're this close, you want to protect yourself. The client wants to protect herself. It's just a safe thing to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shift your head down. Now you know that the nape travels inward. Off the occipital area, it's going to travel in. So I'm going to go right at the center nape, and I'm going to take my razor, because I want to demonstrate this. So I'm going to take it a little bit longer than what I'm going to cut her hair, because we are going to take it up to the shoulders when we're finished. But remember, I told you to hold your razor at a slight angle when you cut. When you hold it straight, it's not going to cut. All right, when I'm holding it at a 90 degree to the hair shaft, it's not going to cut. I have to hold it at an angle. Now here's the option, and I see this many times. Can I go like this? Yes. All right, it gives you a pretty straight line. My preference for you in learning how to razor cut is to again stroke. Still gives you a very nice, very straight line. You see I stroked into it, and she's pretty straight. I got a little scraggler right there. Take that, clean it up. This hair now becomes my guide for this side, and I'm traveling, making this a true zero. Now look at the angle of my fingers. My fingers were true horizontal. Now we're traveling around her head form. Still have her head down, because I want this to be uniform. And can I go like this? Yes, I'm using a heavy hand to do it. But I can also go in this form and stroke it. That's my preference. And then if I have a corner, where's that corner? Right there. Exactly where it's supposed to be. Then I just clean that up. What I'm going to want you to see when we're finished is you can still create a soft, straight line with the razor. It's not a hard line. It lays much nicer. She'd have a little bit more movement. Now I'm going to travel this way. Now see my fingers. That's my guide. Staying a little bit away from it. Now let's see what we've done. Yep, we're even. So I've got a little corner here still. Clean it up. And always check, because now this hair is going to be your guide for the rest of it. You can see that I can take the comb. She lands the same on each side. There it is. Okay? So where do we see the difference? Is in the way the hair's laying. Remember what I said about the razor? I'm cutting in this form. Where is the short side? It's on this side. So the short side is going to force that to lay in, you know, kind of a little bit closer. Here, I'm cutting it on this side. So what's it doing? It's going to stand up just a little bit more. It's going to flip up a little bit higher. Shorter moves longer, even on the very tip of the hair. So these are the areas in cosmetology and doing hair. Okay, I am just slightly longer on this side. See, I'll admit it. We're not too concerned about it, because we're actually going to take her shorter. So you saw what I did. Place it, look at that right there, that one long piece. So I'm going to place my razor directly at a 90, pull it. So when I pull it, the razor slightly shifts to turn. When it shifts to turn, that's when it cuts it off. Now we're perfectly even. All right, so I wanted to show you that. Now how do we blend? So once we take this, here's the determining factor. Does she want a zero haircut or does she want a uniform layer? If she wants a uniform layer, we're going to pull it up. Now what direction do we need to go if we want it to lay down? We need to go down. So that's going to lay down. If we want it to flip out, because the shorter is going to be on top, and now you see more movement. You see that little bit more choppy movement there. And this is still, like I said, and here's the other one. You can just take it, cut it all at one time. And if I travel around it, if you wonder why does one side seem like it moves more, is because I needed to come around in this direction to keep those short sides both in the same place. And you see that's nice, lays nice, choppy, not real heavy. She's got tons of hair. So this is where this is going to work good for her. Do you want me to do a complete razor cut on you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so she's okay with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this entire cut with a razor. And I'm going to subsection her. I had her tip of the ear to tip of the ear, sectioned out the lower nape, split that in half. Now we're going to go down to the lower ridge. The lower nape is what I meant to say. And we split that in half. Now we're at the lower ridge. Here's a determining factor again. Now we lift her head up. We want that movement. I'm going to do vertical partings. I want that area underneath. I don't want it on top. So I'm just going to take it and slice into it with a razor. I will be saving this hair, by the way, for hair color class. There's my guide. You see it fall. All right. So she'll end up with a real nice, choppy layered, easy to take care of haircut. This is actually, at times, called a shag haircut. But you see those nice little choppy layers? She's not going to have to do much with her hair at all. It's going to lay nice, flips out really cute, and that's all she needs. Now let's say she doesn't want it to flip out. All right, we're going to now do a little bit of sculpture cutting, very gently. Remember, we're moving whipped cream. Now it lays better. You start seeing that it's not popping out so much. So always side to center, side to center. Going to be right back here. Find my guide. And my guide is at the nape. And I am putting that hair on the shelf because, yes, saving it to do some hair color on it. And it's going to be really cute. Cute cut on her. Very nice. A lot of good movement. Now, we have to recognize this area here. So when we get to the sides, we're going to use our perimeter line at the nape as our guide. We're not going to use that center occipital. This is going to create some cute face framing, and it's also going to keep it from looking like a mullet. This is not what she wants. She wants it, she said, to the shoulders. She meant everywhere. So I need to follow this guide as opposed to this guide. See that travels a little bit higher. Still going to come up. But I want to start at the bottom. See it? Down here. And you can see that it's staying within that line. It's not moving away from it. Now I've got that hair as my guide. So we don't have a mullet. Just have some nice choppy layers, and it works out real well for her. So I'm going to come over on this side. Again, this is my guide. The perimeter line at the nape. And you notice I pulled it out just a bit. Now, there, you see where it's at? It's right there. It's all there together. It follows that back hair. And now I want to just get rid of those little ends. And her growth pattern tends to do what's happening there. Now, again, we like this little choppiness, but what she wants is slight layers. So what we're going to do now that we're at the upper ridge, I'm going to take it. I'm going to start at that flat part of the head. I'm going to take this hair out, and I'm going to just slice across, bring it down. See it? Slice across. Let it come down. So therefore, all the layers stay on the bottom. If she wants it heavier on top, we can do it heavier on top. With her hair, and as she's got enough hair for 36 people, we don't have to do that. Okay, pick it up from the bottom. And this is what I want to show you. You see, do I have that little tail there? Yes. But look at the cut itself. If your strokes, not chops, strokes are right, you're going to get that nice fullness. Now this is a designer cut just for her and for her hair. And we're going underneath. Why? Because we want it to cup under. We don't necessarily, all our little flip outs are going to be on the bottom. Okay, now I'll take that whole section at one time, since I'm cutting vertically, and you can see that it does the exact same thing. There it is. There's our guide on both sides. So it fits. Because it's a uniform layer, you can see that it's slightly rounded. Now on the top, we're going to do something just a little bit different. She wanted it face framed. Now the one thing that I want to do for her is she said, I'm not sure whether I want bangs or not. So we're going to cut it in a way so that if she wants bangs, she can have them. If she doesn't want them, she can comb it to the side. I'm going to take a pie shaping off that frontal fringe area. I'm going to bring it straight forward. I'm going to measure it to her chin line, to the chin. I'm going to bring it straight out, and I'm going to just slice into it. Shorter moves longer. Do you see that cupping under? It's going to do that by itself. If I would have gone up, it would have flipped it out. I don't want it to flip out. So pure razor cutting is exactly that. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. There's my guide. I'm gonna, there you go. And I'm bringing all of it to the center where her nose is at. See, that's pretty straight. It's not, you know, you can see that, yeah, is it frizzy? I mean, not frizzy, is it kind of frilly like that where it's light? Yes, there's not a hard sheer line on that. And this is what's fascinating. Top of the head is higher than the flat part temporal area. But look at how it's going to land right down into it, creating a little bit of a weightiness, but yet slightly face frame. Okay? Now one thing I could do, let's say that I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what? I think I want a few more layers here. but I don't necessarily want to remove a lot of length. So this is pretty much a triangle area at the parietal line. I'm going to bring it straight up, and I'm just going to take off this corner. And it's amazing what you're going to see as far as how it lays. I'm going underneath. Why? Because I want it to cup under, and yet we still have those nice choppy lines. She can comb it off to the side, it'll stay there, and still be a good cut for her. Sorry, I'm going to turn her around, and then I'm going to match up the other side. Again, pie shape it, bring it straight forward. I want shorter underneath, starting at the bottom. Pie shape it, or triangular, just an angle shape, diagonal shape. Bring it up to the center of the nose, find my guide. And see, I'm not chopping, I'm just slicing it. Bring all of this over. There's my guide. And again, we have a corner here. We're going to pick it up, get rid of the corner. There it is. Taking it off to the side. Make sure that we're even. Okay, we've got a little bit of length on this side. There it is. It's a corner. Anytime you find that too, you're going to find that it's just a corner right there. I mean, that's definite corner. Now we're even. You have to follow your guide. Now, she's indicating, I don't know, I want bangs, I'm not sure. How do we create a hard line with a razor? All of this is very soft. So I'm going to bring it over, again, just like I did with the mannequins. Horizontal. Bring it straight out. Place my blade, I'm putting it right at her lips. Take it straight across. Now, it will stay back. And she can comb it to either side, which is nice. Now, she said, I don't know about bangs, right? You heard me say that. So I'm going to take a really, really thin spot right here. Now, before we go on, are you talking bangs like your mom, or are you talking side bang?
Side bangs.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to leave it alone. But she's saying side bangs. So what we would do if she wanted bangs, we'd bring this to the center and just take it off. And she could have a rounded bang there. But what she wants is a side bang. The good part about this, let me close my blade. You notice you can comb it to either side. Because we created that hard line right there with the razor, it stays back. Okay. Now we do have one more corner that I want to look at. That's right here, just beyond the apex, occipital line right at the vertex. And this is all still pretty long hair. I want to match it with this hair at the occipital lower nape and the apex. You can see that I have to bring it in this form to make it blend. That becomes my guide. So I'm going to bring this straight down, bring it over, there you go. That's my guide, short here, and what do we want? We want it to cup under, correct? So we're going to go underneath. And it's going to cup under, just like it's doing. On the other side, what I'm going to do, let me get one more here. There it is. On the other side, I'm going to cut it a little bit longer. Cut that area just a little longer to show you what happens when I cut it up on top. So she's got a really cool blend going right now. But if I take this, I'm going to take it longer. See, there's my guide. I'm going to go beyond my guide, and I'm going to cut it up on top. Now remember, this is the hair up on top. Can you already see it popping out? It's already flipping out in this form. So I want to make sure that you can see that. See, that's the hair I just cut. Instead of going under and laying and cupping, it's flipping out. That goes back to preference. If a client wants it really choppy and peaked out, that's what you'll do. If they want it smooth, but yet movable, you're going to go under instead of over. So knowing the concept of razor cutting becomes essential. Okay, now let's go to the middle. Get both guides. There they are. This one and the one on the other side. So we know we're even. And then I want this to lay down just a little more. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to sculpture cut. Okay, I'm going to bring this straight up. I have a corner there. You place your razor 90 degree and we peel. I'm going to just peel it off. Again, because I'm peeling front to back, in other words on this side to the back side, it's going to lay under because the shorter hair is pushing it under. If I had peeled it in this direction, it would flip out more. It's so much about the razor that people don't know about. What do you think? It's
like
cute,
it,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah, without scissors, do you see the little points and stuff? It's a much cuter cut. Now we are going to be using our texture shear maybe to create some volume back here. But how much time do we have, cameraman?
7 minutes.
7 minutes? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my texture shear. And what I want you guys to see is so much of it with the cowlicks. Now I want you to see that right there. That's her cowlick right there. See how that's going to split? Every time I pick it up, it's going to split there. I don't want it to. I want it to lay. I want it to look good. Let me find my texture shear. Okay. So I want this hair to travel over in this direction. I want this hair to travel in this direction. The comb of your shear is going to determine that. I'm going to take a triangular part. I'm going to stay about 2 inches away from the scalp. 1, 2. And I'm doing a diagonal cut. See how that's starting to come over? I'm going to do it another triangular part here because this is rounded. There's your Y. Now the comb is facing in this direction. 1, 2. Now no matter what I do, it doesn't split anymore. That's what that does for you. It gets rid of that cowlick split that you have. I want a little bit of volume. A little bit of a diagonal part. I want the volume going back. There you go. Let's say I want a little more volume. Front to back. 1, 2. Look at that come up compared to this. You see that volume you're getting because we actually created a hard line with the texture shear, even though this cut is just nice choppy. It's just a cute little cut for her. It's going to be easy. She'll be able to get up in the morning, shake her head, and go. And that's what a busy person wants. So I'm going to come over on this side. Again. There you go. A little bit more volume. We want these bangs to continue going back. We know we created that hard line with the razor, but I'm going to create just a small line here with the texture shear, about 2 inches away. And now she's got some nice volume, nice pop up into the hair, nice choppy look for sure. Now what I want to show you is how easy this is going to be. I know I only have a few minutes, but minimal styling. Please keep in mind, none of this when you blow dry. You've got very small tendons there that you're really messing up. Use your whole arm to blow dry. See, I'm not having to use a round brush. I'm not having to do anything. Look at how easy it's going to be for her just to get up and go. Tell me what we're low on time, cameraman.
3 minutes.
2 minutes?
3.
3 minutes? Oh, we're good. So look at that. Didn't do much of anything. Just slapped it around, blow dried it. She wants volume, go against the growth. She wants less volume, go with the growth. It's always good to do a corner to corner part. So we want to just go there. But she's got some nice choppy looks. She spent very little time with it. And people are going to ask her, how do you get your hair to do that? All right, and it's just, this is what a razor cut does. Understanding and knowing how to use the razor is essential. But remember, where are you at? Where are you going? Remember at the nape. What happened at the center occipital? What happened when we went up to the lower ridge? This is why I teach you all those different parts of the head. Whether you take it vertically, horizontally, makes all the difference in the world. So students, I hope that you can do this with a shear, but you're not going to get the exact same look with those little peaks, those little points coming up. It hugs her face real nice. So it's just a different tool, but it does a different result. Okay? Thanks, students. God bless. See you later.